Yes, Waterman of India, Bulli Satyanarayana Garu, Indiraji, Snehaji, and other friends who are sitting here, experts from different states. I salute them for their great efforts to conserve the life of the nature. Life of the nature is river, and they are committed to protect the life of the nature. I salute to them for their commitment. Then all the great friends sitting before me. Entire civilization is on the banks of river. If there is no river, there is no civilization. If there is no river, there is no nature. If there is no nature, we are not there. I was asked to talk on constitutional aspects of rivers and rivers protection. I'd like to tell you the meaning of constitution is nature. If you go to homeopathy doctor, he will examine your constitution. What is your constitution? That means what is the nature of your body, and then he will administer the medicine to you. And in fact, they believe that is the correct method of diagnosing the disease and going for the treatment, comprehensive treatment. So nature is the constitution, and Constitution of India is the nature of India. But do we have any protective provisions in the Constitution about the nature of India? That is the question before us. It is subtly mentioned in Directive Principles of State Policy, Article 48 and Article 51. But it is manifestly mentioned in Article 21, that is right to life. Now, how can I link right to life, which is available to persons, to rivers, is the question before us. But let me tell you, that is the crux of the issue. In our country, we regard certain entities as legal persons. You know, there are two kinds of persons, natural persons and legal persons. Legal persons are also called artificial persons. But most of the real legal persons are natural persons, not artificial persons. They are natural persons. For example, you might have read and heard about the Ayodhya litigation. Do you know who is the party to the Ayodhya litigation? Can anybody tell? Ramlala. Ramlala, how can Ramlala be a litigant? He is not a living person. But we have given him an attribute of living person as a legal personality. And as a legal personality, his rights were discussed. It is not the right of A, not right of B, not right of C, not right of government, not right of Uttar Pradesh, not right of Faizabad, not right of Ayodhya, but it was right of Ram Lalla. Similarly, Lord Venkateswara in Tirupati, Tirumala, is a legal personality, and all others are his trustees. They manage his property. They are not owners of the property. Similarly, we gave status of legal person to, do you know, near Ayodhya there is one legal person which we ignore. That is Naimisharanya. I think you must have heard of Naimisharanya. Naimisharanya is one of the 108 Divya Deshas. Divya Desha means where Narayana was praised by 12 Alvars of South India. They are called Divya Desha. You must have heard recently Ramanuja's statue was established in Hyderabad, and it is surrounded by 108 Divya Deshas, and one of which is Naimisharanya. So you remember Naimisharanya as a legal person, and do you know that Ganga is called God and Ganga is called legal person? Do you know that? Ganga is mother river Ganga. You know Saraswati river that comes from Mana, near Himalayas, near Badri Narayan Kshetra. It is called God. It is given the status of legal person, not according to law, but according to our own worship and nature. And we perform puja of nadis for every 12 years. It is called Pushkara. For every 12 years, we perform pujas for every river. We go there and take bath to get punya, but nobody thinks of the pap we are committing by polluting them. Nobody thinks of that. So we are polluting even by taking bath in it. With all our muddy thoughts and muddy body, you are polluting the river. We don't bother about it. So this is the situation in our country. If you remember Bhagavat, I would like to refer to Kaliya Mardana, Sri Krishna Leela. Do you know what is it? It is cleansing of a water body from the poison of pollution and respecting it. And then similarly, Krishna is known for worshipping a hilak, Govardhan. So these are all two symbols of respecting environmental entities of this country, wonderful country. We regard river as God, we regard forest as God, we regard as hill as God. Do you know where the hill is revered as God? Do you know? Badri Narayan. There are two hills. One is called Nara Hill and Narayana Hill. No, we respect hills also as gods, but we don't know how not to pollute it. We don't know how to conserve it. That is the pathetic state of affairs in our country. We are not aware of the rights of the rivers. We are thinking of sharing rivers. We are thinking of managing rivers. We are thinking of exploiting rivers. We are thinking of resolving disputes about rivers. We are passing 3 bills. There are 3 bills pending with the government of India. And all the 3 bills talk about various other things, but nothing, not a single sentence about conservation of rivers. How to protect rivers? None of our business. None of our business of parliament. None of our business of executive. None of our business of even the judiciary. Do you know why I am including judiciary? We have to thank judiciary for protecting the rivers by making several orders, which Rajendra Singh ji was mentioning in the morning, whether we implement or not. Somebody asked a question, who will implement the orders of Supreme Court? This is the question. Then the answer was, we should have another Supreme Court to implement the orders of Supreme Court. Then the other question was, who will implement that Supreme Court's order? So it is difficult. Supreme Court's orders are supposed to be implemented by governments at center, government at states, and people at large. People are not excluded from the duty of implementation of judgments. We are supposed to implement the judgments. Okay, that is fine. Then we have 2 provisions in Indian Constitution under Article 48 and 51, which say that we have to develop scientific methods of protecting the environment and nature. Are we doing it? In Hyderabad, every day I'll travel 25 kilometers to reach my college. En route there is Katta Maisamma, but Cheru is missing. మీకు తెలుసా అది తెలుగులో చెప్తారు, మా బొల్లి సత్యనారాయణ గారికి అర్థమైపోతుంది. కట్ట ఉంది, కట్ట మైసమ్మ ఉంది, చెరువు లేదు. కట్ట ఎందుకంటే చెరువును రక్షించడానికి కట్ట అంటే బండ్ ఆఫ్ ది ట్యాంక్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఇన్ తెలుగు కట్ట. దెన్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ కట్ట దేర్ ఈస్ వన్ గాడెస్, ద గాడ్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్. షీ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ కట్ట మైసమ్మ. అండ్ ది ఫన్ ఈస్ there is no tank, there is no water body. That is what is happening to water bodies in entire country and especially in Hyderabad. Hyderabad was almost on par with Bhopal in its abundance of water bodies. But today, most of the water bodies have become colonies. And nobody bothers about where the water has gone. Do you remember river Saraswati, which was associate of Maharshi Vyasa? When he was about to write pen Mahabharat, it was there on the side of side of Vyasa Maharshi. But today, where is it? We simply say, so that we protect the sentiments of the people, that it is Antarvahini. Somewhere under